think with Mosquito, what we've got is a wealth of knowledge in-house, a real depth of knowledge from fitting all the way through to mechanicking and knowledge of frame materials and what's out on the market in terms of the bikes we do and what we should have, which works really well. Also in terms of the sorts of riding, we've got a real understanding of the sorts of riding that people are doing and how to help them advance in terms of what they're doing on their bikes in terms of cycling, whether it's sportives, it could be commuting, it could be racing, and also in putting the right bike and the right frame materials with the right person. The other thing I think that makes us really sort of different to a lot of shops is that our relationship with our customers continues on after they've got a bike. So even though there's a process which can take up to a year in terms of receiving a bike from when we first meet a customer, we always hope that the relationship will carry on for a long time after that as well, once you've had the bike. So I think that's what makes us that bit different from most bike shops that you might go to.
Okay, hi, my name's Roger. I work for Fixie Inc. For the UK market. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the 3 new models we've got on display here. We'll start with the Acid Yellow Pure Blood, which is Fixie Inc.'s cross bike. It's pretty unique because A, it's steel, and B, it's disc only, so you can't run rim brakes on it. It's a brand new frame for 2011. It's a real beauty because it's a mixture of TIG welded tubes for the front triangle and a new fork, wishbone, rear end and stem all fillet braced steel. Disc only, yeah. Disc brakes obviously massively powerful, better modulation, not affected by bad weather. But up until now, unfortunately, the UCI had a bit of a anti-disc brake thing going on for cross racing, so you weren't actually allowed to use them. That's changed now though, so you can ride your Pure Blood at World Cup level if your legs are up to it. Okay, so this is the Chip Race. It's our top of the line competition road bike, just available as a frame and fork. So the components you use are entirely up to you. You can build up your version of the dream bike. New for next year, for 2011, is the use of titanium. So it's the first bike Fixie Inc. have made from that material. Previously all our frames were steel. Titanium obviously has several advantages over a steel frame. It's lighter, you've got a very resilient ride, can't and won't rust, and it's, I guess, more exclusive than steel. Yeah, it's a real beauty.
The single malt jacket was something that came about because I've got good friends that live on the island of Islay up in the Hebrides, and they told me that they'd made themselves a tweed jacket for cycling in, and I kind of wondered how that worked, and they said no, it's brilliant. Tweed is naturally waterproof, it's really comfortable, and they'd come up with a design for just something very simple. They were buying the tweed on Islay from the manufacturer there. There's been someone making tweed there since the 15th century. It's kind of amazing old woolen mill. And then they'd find a woman who lived in a croft who's very good at making things. So the jacket came about. I went up last year and I met Gordon, who makes the tweed and who makes the jackets. I met Roy, Anne's husband, who makes the buttons that are made from antlers that their son, who's a gamekeeper, picks up fallen antlers, cuts them and makes them. So everything's handmade. The idea of the jacket is that it's a completely sustainable product. So in the future, if ever you change shapes, thinner or fatter, can be made, some alterations can be made. If you ever have an accident or damage it long term, the idea of it is a jacket for life. And you get to make some of the detail on it can be how you want it. For example, the pockets on the back. I've gone for three pockets with the buttons on it, but any configuration that suits you. And then just as a little additional thing, we've started to do the little mosette, traditional mosette shape, key fob inside, reflective tabs which allow you to put a waist strap, so when you're riding the bag doesn't move around, and a very nice place to keep your jam sandwiches.
Hi, I'm Jamie from Blue. We're here at the London Cycle Show 2010 at Earls Court, here to talk about some of our Blue range. We're really proud to be working with Mosquito in Islington on a number of our bike products, one of which is Cross. This is the Norcross SL Cross bike. This is the same bike that we jointly sponsor Hugo Humphreys, who's junior national cyclocross guy. It's very important for us to get feedback from the riders, and the feedback from Hugo in the cross races he's ridden this bike is very, very good. Power transfer is excellent, handling, tracking is very good, very, very light. And Mosquito have done a fantastic job in terms of putting all the really nice matching components and making it a real pimped up machine for him. This is a frame set that retails at £1,699. We brought these in prior to the cross season, and they're really selling fast. You've got a super light frame that weighs under 1,000 grams. You have a tapered head tube here. Sizes range from small right up to large, so we cater from very small top tube right to a very large rider, so small riders right up to riders that are 6'6". They come as the frame set price, as just said to you, is £1,699, and the builds that come spec by Blue are over £3,000. Now we're talking about road bike side. This is the brand new road bike for 2011. This is the Blue Axino. The Blue Axino is going to retail for £1,699, a frame set, with very different builds between the SRAM Force, Ultegra, SRAM Red and Durace. The key thing for this bike, it's got a tapered head tube here, 1.5 inches, 1.1 really nice cable routing. But the key thing with this bike is we have a one-piece direct drive, which is basically, to explain that, we have the rear stays, the bottom bracket to the rear stays is a one-piece monocoque carbon rear stay, which means that it becomes incredibly strong and it's got an amazing power transfer.
So this is independent fabrication, small custom builders based in Massachusetts. All they do is custom. Every bike they make is custom built they don't have a stock geometry. They do every material, carbon, steel, titanium. This here is the independent fabrication Corvid, which they developed in conjunction with Edge Composites Tubing, who supplied the tubing. Again, custom made, very difficult to do a custom built carbon bike, but they've managed it. It's very much a performance bike, a race bike, fairly stiff, although they can dial in the kind of ride that you get to an extent. Behind me I have the SSR, which is Columbus XCR stainless steel tubing. Again, a performance bike, but out of steel, very, very durable, really nice ride quality. Also they do mountain bikes, touring bikes, cyclocross bikes, a complete range, but with the one thing in common, everything is custom.
But Cinelli's a very famous name, but I've been interested today to see, I think the bike that's had the most response, like surprise response, has been the Super Corsa. And that Cinelli is still making this bike in the Italian factory, handmade, custom made, so each bike made to order. And people are quite surprised to see a bike so beautifully detailed, with the chrome on the stays, chrome on the forks. It's just a very, very aesthetically pleasing, classical looking bike. But it's modern, it's made now, and comes in the fantastic Cinelli metallic green, metallic blue, just builds beautifully. our new delivery of the new Bond shoes. The A1 shoe's been around for a while, but this is a new version of it. Super lightweight shoe, full carbon sole, very substantial mid part of the shoe, which gives really good stability. The carbon comes a long way around the shoe, and the beauty of this shoe is the whole thing is heat moldable to your foot. So you pop it in the oven, we'll do it for you the first time. As it shrinks, molds exactly to your foot, so it fits just like a slipper. And what it allows you to do, because there's so much carbon fibre on there, the midsole is so thin that it means that when you're pedalling, you get a very perfect circular pedalling action. As the stack of the sole gets higher, it distorts the shape of the circle, and so actually you end up with a shape that's more like this, whereas ideally you want it to be more like that. But this shoe is going to get you in the right position on your pedal. A wide section where the ratchet system is. On a lot of shoes, this is quite thin, and actually it just ends up being a very thin band that's holding you onto the shoe. So you're going to have a perfectly fitting shoe. Yesterday I was talking to someone who's been training for some competitive riding. He'd done 15,000 miles in them, and said every time he took them off, his feet weren't aching. It was just a joy to use them.